coach is Mike Dunleavy. The assistant coaches are Tony Brown, Jim Ian, Bill Musselman, Tim Gergerich, and Elston Turner. The strength and conditioning coach is Bob Medina. The Blazers athletic trainer is Jay Jensen. The equipment manager is Jeff Clark. Number 42, Walt the Wizard Williams. At forward, 6'9", from Xavier, number 44, Brian Grant. At center, 7'3", Nuolie Tuva, number 11, Arvidas Sabonis. At guard, 6'5", from UNLV, number 34, J.R. Ryder. And at guard, 5'10", from Arizona, number 3, Damon Stoudemire.
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody, here is Steve and Eddie. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Back at the Rose Garden, Eddie Doucette and the snapper Steve Jones. All that chocolate candy from Valentine's Day has left me feeling a little bit ill. Steve, take me to Fred Meyer and get me something to help me out with the starting lineups.
Well, if you're sick and you feel like the Dallas Mavericks, then maybe you better get over there where they got something that's going to get your stomach right. The thing that Trailblazers have to do tonight against the Dallas Mavericks is attack this team. This is a team that has not really gotten their style down, and it's kind of unusual, but they play a high-energy game. Portland's shot selection will be critical as Dallas quick shoots the ball as well. And even though Dallas has size, it's not the kind of size that's intimidating, and Portland's got to use their size and try to overpower this team by getting in the high percentage area.
I think I know what'll do my stomach some good, a little pizza. That may not set you off real good, but for me, it's perfect. And Godfather's is the way to go, and we'll give you those Godfather's Pizza starting lineups in just a moment. All right, the Blazers with the ball, and Damon Stoudemire, and immediately they flash Brian Grant low right. On the turnover, AC Green, and Grant gets off to a good start. Bryant did not have a particularly good performance last night. 2 points in 24 minutes, but he only took 6 shots. But he's off to a good start here tonight. Steve Nash. And on the base they go, and that is AC Green. A favorite here from the Portland area. And so it's an all tied up ball game. Green now in his 14th year, averaged over 7 a game a year ago.
Well, the guy that Walt Williams wants to attack whenever he can is Nowitzki. Nowitzki is a very talented young player, but he is not used to the pace or the energy of the NBA game, the physical nature of it. Williams travels. It's a turnover against Portland.
There are the Godfather's Pizza starting lineup. Dirk Nowitzki, you'll hear us talk about that 20-year-old. Green, Williams, Finley, and Nash. So they start Hot Rod Williams, who's been around a long time, against Arvidas Sabonis, with Williams, Grant, JR, and Damon on the guideline. Turn around, and it's no good on the miss by Finley. And Steve, only 39% from the floor, but you and I both know a very explosive individual, and a fellow can light it up.
Well, Finley's best when he's attacking. He's a streaky perimeter player, but when he's putting the ball on the floor, bringing it, not only does he get into the basket area, but he gets to the free throw line quite a bit.
Blazers and the Mavs all tied at 2. Ryder explodes to the rack and he drops it in. Well, it's a 4-2 ball game, and Ryder, who got the first 4 points last night against Golden State.
You see how quickly the Mavericks get the ball up the floor. So this is going to be the kind of game where the Trailblazers should have all of their energy and shouldn't be walking the ball up the floor, but challenge them and stretching this game out.
4-4 we're tied. Grant and Damon playing catch on top. Grant sets the screen. Damon goes the other way. Back to Brian Grant. Short. And a wrestling match on there between Arvydas and Hot Rod Williams, and a foul called against Arvydas Sabonis. Violet Palmer, one of 2 female officials working in the NBA, makes the call, working with Jess Kersey and Bill Spooner.
Now, what they're going to try to do against the Portland pressure is pass ahead. The quicker you move the ball, the quicker you get it to people, the more effective you can be against a trapping, pressing defense steal. At least that's what Grant thought, as well as Walt Williams, but a foul was called.
Everyone thought so except Bill Spooner. He calls the foul on Walt Williams. So he's got 1, and now the Blazers pick up their second team foul very quickly. Mike Dunleavy still smarting over the double OT loss last night at Golden State. Want to put a tattoo mark on this Dallas club with Denver coming here on Wednesday. Finley to the 20-year-old from Germany, Nowitzki, and he throws it away. He throws it to Arvydas, and Damon up the middle. Damon down Broadway. Yellow brick road followed by Brian Grant. And a 6-4 Blazers lead immediately. Here come the Mavs again. Nowitzki, agile kid, it's a 7-footer, and fouled again, this time by Walt Williams. That's pretty good size for a small forward.
Well, he's got great size, but I mean, there's a small forward that's making more noise than he right now, and that's Kevin Garnett. He's also 7-footer, maybe 7'1". What he can do is put it on the floor, pass it, dribble it. But again, what's going to have to be his biggest adjustment is the physical nature of the NBA.
They call him the Germinator. That's his nickname. Pretty clever. And some people say that this is a guy that has got it all, the complete package. Special player over in Germany. We've not seen him. First look, he drafted in the first round, 9th pick by Milwaukee, and then traded to Dallas this last June. Well, they're expecting huge things, and this was like hitting the lottery for Don Nelson.
Now you got blood. Brian Grant, he's going to have to come out of the game, so it's the blood rule, and Rasheed Wallace will come in.
Wallace, who did a nice job last night at Golden State.
Let's look at Nowitzki for a minute. With all of the promise that they talk about him as the next great something, let's remember that Sabonis was once the greatest player in Europe. Tony Kukoc was once the greatest player in Europe, and it has taken both of those great players at least 4 or 5 years to adjust to the NBA. So don't look for him to suddenly come in and dominate this game. If he's going to be as good as Nelson thinks, Nelson better stick around for a while.
6'5", it'll take a while. That's what I said to Nelly. Patience. He's only 20, and there's Ryder. Yeah, he just splashed the beauty from deep along the right wing to make it 8-5. Blazers by 3. Beat the Mavs 4 straight last year. And tattooed them pretty good one time by 45 here. Hot Rod to Green, flashing from the opposite side. On the miss, Sabonis with a career high, tying 17 rebounds last night at Golden State.
Now, this is a team that's going to give Portland plenty of chances to get up and down the floor. Again, shot selection is going to be important. The 3, you can get that anytime. Take those 2s, get your lead on the scoreboard. Nowitzki throws that one away.
Nowitzki trying to get used to the pace of the NBA. Don Nelson, a little bit impatient early, but he knows what he's got here. Here's a fellow that can play 5 positions, according to those that work with him. They even at one point had him guarding Muggsy Bogues in the game against Golden State last week.
And that's a bit of a reach. I mean, if he can play anything, he can play probably 3 positions along the front line. You put him out here in the backcourt, and he should get abused every single night out.
Arvydas on that little swing. Now he gives up the hook in favor of kind of a push jumper. Walt Williams with a finger roll. And Sabonis, a little slow getting up. The Blazers lead by 5. Steve Nash, who loves to come down off the dribble and spot up and shoot the 3. You may see that tonight. Finley back across the side. There's Nash for a 3, and he hit that one. He can shoot.
Well, he's a great open spot-up shooter, and so if you leave your man, as they just did, to help out Damon Stoudemire, you may end up paying the price with him knocking him down deep.
Nash is 6'3". Damon, of course, 5'10". Inside Arvidas. Tries to go inside and does on Hot Rod. John Williams, who is a free agent out there, been around 13 years, 6'11", 245. Most recently with the Phoenix Suns. Nash on the back door. He also with the Suns, and that's Finley. And Nowitzki with a long rebound over Walt Williams. Has a size advantage in that matchup. There's Nash, and there's that spot-up quick jumper over the back. It'll come back to Portland, and they lead by 4. 12-8 Blazers just underway, and really nice to have you with us here tonight on Blazer Vision. Arvidas on the side back, and Damon will bring it up. When you start feeling sorry for playing back-to-back, well, when you see the schedule when it's back in different cities. The Blazers have that, and so do the Mavs. A little high. And we have a timeout. Blazers 12 and the Mavs 8. It's 10 or 12 to 8. The Blazers with the lead, and the Mavs looking at a team that is shooting. Rashid last night, 40 minutes, 16 points, and something that we noted but didn't get a chance to give you a really impressive 4-block shot performance from Mike Dunleavy and the Trailblazers. Dunleavy coaching against a fella that he succeeded. Actually not. He succeeded Del Harris, but he was a part of that coaching line that has gone through Milwaukee. Don Nelson, of course, many successful years there. Now it's 15 to 8. One of the 2 free throws good.
Pressure in the backcourt, and almost got a violation. Wallace knocks it loose, so they got Nowitzki and the Mavs scrambled.
And tapped by Finley into the hands of Walker, and it rolls around and down. Broken play comes out good, and it's 15 to 10. Blazers by 5. Stoudemire started deep, picked up by Nowitzki on the switch.
Now see, when you've got a guy like Nowitzki in a position like that, you've got to give the mismatch a chance to develop and let him get an angle to get inside. There really wasn't any room. He was still able to get the shot away. Nash.
In deep to Samaki Walker. Walker winding up his 3rd year, looking for a pretty hefty contract. They had made him an offer, which he's not picked up yet, declined so far, and this is his year as Ryder is fouled on the attempt just off to the left of the foul line.
Now, there's a great example of early offense. You get the defense in transition, push the ball ahead, you're going to get somebody on their heels, and Ryder came in, got them leaning, got nicked across the arms, he'll go to the free throw line.
J.R. Ryder, last night in that game, terrific start. Ended up with 48 minutes played and 17 points, and he misses the first free throw.
Well, this year, Ryder's got the yips on the line. He's not comfortable on the line yet. This is a guy that has a career 80% average, and yet he's been every other one, probably hanging around 70+. But for him, they're usually nice and soft, and that one was well short of the mark.
And gets the second. Just a hair under 70 coming into the game. So Ryder now with 5, and the Blazers 16 to 10. Michael Finley played by Ryder. Finley 6'7". And shooting only 39%. Ryder with a reach gets called for the foul. Just Kersey, long-time official, making the call. And we're going to see an early substitution. Stacey Augmon, who played very sparingly last night, not only until the very end of the game. You know, one thing the Blazers are up against tonight, Steve, and that is Nelson is a master at trying to pick up matchups and change. You never know what to expect from him. Walker.
I think teams have to play to their strengths. Forget what Nelson is doing and do what you do best. And what the Trailblazers do best is push. And if they take advantage of their quickness and their size, they're going to hurt people. Quick spin inside. Wallace got away with the travel. Got 2.
Looked very active on that one. 18-10 Portland. Finley. Walker clears and goes away and leaves Finley open on the side. He shoots the shot over Ryder. So Finley with a 2, and it's 18-12. And Finley with his first 2 points of the game. He leads them in scoring coming in, by the way. Averages 16 plus a game. And Sabonis tries the jam, and Stacey Augmon digs it out. And he hits the little low left angle Jerry over Nowitzki. 20-12 Blazers. Finley challenges Arvidas, comes back with the jump hook. Sabonis with the rebound, clear out to Damon. 3-on-2 on the
day
rush.
long, and a nice play to Ryder on the other side. Doesn't finish, but that is going to be there the entire 48 minutes. And you got to continue to push it. Nelson likes an up-tempo game. They don't get many layups out of their run.
Well, you know, last night, Steve, the Blazers had 4 fast break points all night. Here's Nash. There he is, spotting up quickly and hitting that shot. And he'll shoot that as quickly as anybody. You really have to stay with him. So that's a 3, and it's 20-15.
Normally, when Stoudemire gets scored on, he likes to come back and score, but this time he's threaded the needle. Nelson is up. He's going to be blocking at Nowitzki, but that wasn't his fault as Sabonis puts the cap on.
4 points for Arvidas, 22-15 Blazers, and 3:06 to play in the quarter. Nowitzki spins away from Augmon. They go the other way, and the little fallback jumper by Walker, no good. Hot Rod Williams. Been around a long time. Nash lost control, regains control. Spin cycle pass back to Nowitzki. Volleyball out of there. Augmon out left to Damon. 2-1 rush. Ryder gets it from Damon. Puts it in and fouled on the play. And a timeout. Blazers on top. Palmer, one of the 2 women officials in the NBA, and actually, I thought Steve got through last year, her first year in the league, relatively unscathed. Did a nice job.
What does a referee that gets scathed look like?
Yeah, what I'm talking about is the public being critical. I mean, they're critical of all officials. Those folks can hardly do anything right, but she didn't seem to get any more criticism than anyone else. Cedric Ceballos. Here's a fellow that can get you some quick points. When he's on, he's usually up and down, but he's a fellow, particularly around the basket. You look for him to get the job done.
Well, Sabalos was a guy that was in and out of the Dallas Mavericks plans until it finally came down to the closing moments. Nelson realizes they need someone that can score steal. Ryder, can he come up with it? The Mavericks push it out. Now, see if the Mavericks get anything that's close to a layup whenever they get a transition, because that is what keeps their scores down. Most of their shots come over the top. Man, sure.
And Arvidas with another rebound. Sabonis with his 6th rebound of the game. And Damon comes back and hits one from the foul line to make it 27-15. Blazers off to a hot start. Finley inside, switch defensively as Rasheed drops down to cover on the driving Wallace. And he took it right in on Arvidas, and it's going to be Rasheed who gets the foul. So Rasheed gets the foul, and the Blazers now over the limit.
Hot Williams out, Sean Bradley in the ball game, and of course Bradley has gained some weight, but his biggest problem is his emotional state. He does not always seem to be ready to play in the game. He's a guy that picks up fouls in a hurry, and the judgment on the foul is not always as good as you'd like it to be. Sabonis comes out.
Number 31, Kelvin Cato.
As Sabonis gets a rest after going 40 minutes in that game last night at 23 points and 17 rebounds, and Walker gets the second free throw to make it 27-16. Cato, by the way, should be fresh. He only played 12 minutes last night. But we'll see what the young guy, the second-year man, can do. Jimmy Jackson with the ball against Finley. Pick and slip, Wallace on the drive. Puts it down, fadeaway pair. No, won't get it. He'll go to the line after he was fouled on the play.
Wallace thought he had that one eyed all the way, and you hear the anguish when it hits the iron. You'll understand for a pair of free throws, but Portland has done a good job of moving ball, moving people. You can see the defense is late in reacting, and if you keep moving the ball, moving people like that, you're going to get all kinds of high percentage shots, and the better the shot, the easier it is to make. the easier it is to win the game.
There he is last night, 40 minutes. He worked hard. 8 rebounds, 4 block shots. That's always impressive. And he gets the second free throw. So that makes it 29-16. Blazers with a lead, 1:45 in the quarter. Pressure applied on 7'6", 263-pound Sean Bradley. Nash now trying to direct some traffic.
Even though Bradley goes down in the post, he seems to like to pace the ball, get it out on the wing. Sabalos shooting it deep. Strip, Samaki Walker, Trailblazers get it done.
And John Nelson not happy. Bill Spooner saying off a foot. It'll go back to Portland. And Nelly is trying to get some help here from Jess Kersey. He'll get none. Turnovers, Dallas with 5. Blazers with a pair. Rashid, Jimmy Jackson fell down momentarily.
Pushed off, offensive foul, Jackson.
And then slipped and got caught. Violet Palmer was right there on the play.
Gary Trent in the ball game, Samaki Walker down. You know, Trent, late pickup for Don Nelson. The one thing that he can give them is high energy in the paint. This is a guy that can score close. We've seen it a lot when he's a Trailblazer. He's also a guy that can smack the board.
Bradley spins away from Cato, gets bumped. Cato takes the ball, no foul call. Nelson is really upset over there. And Jim Jackson tries to thread the needle and get the ball down deep and threw the ball away.
I mean, you know, that was bumper cars by Cato. He thought he got hit in the eye, came back, just did a sidecar collision with Bradley, knocked him off the ball. Jackson thought he saw the pass. Goes away, turnover, Portland.
Cedric Ceballos will inbound the ball for the Dallas Mavs with a minute and 1 second to play. Cedric looks like he's beefed up a little bit. Here's a fella that didn't have a team going into training camp after the lockout. Turned down some pretty good dollars from this Dallas club and had to settle for the minimum, prorated. So he's playing for a lot less than what he could have had, thinking there was more on the table and it wasn't to be. Finley trying to clear out and work against Jimmy Jackson. Under a minute in the quarter. Nash. Trent on the post up. Now will come up high and set the screen on Damon. They double up for a moment. Back to an open Trent. Good rotation by Cato. And Gary will force the shot. The Blazers will dig it out of the left corner. And then we'll inbound the ball after they let it go out of bounds. Well, the Nets and the Heat, 86-67. The Heat over the Nets. The Nets struggling with 2:03 remaining in the fourth quarter. On the miss by Damon. Ball bang loose. Damon's got it. Boulevard. He's got 2 with a left-hand finger roll. 31-16 first quarter. Jazz 58 and the Kings 52 in the second quarter. Now at the half. 58-52 high scoring job. Finley against Jimmy Jackson.
Now they're holding for the final shot of the first quarter of play, and are going to give Finley a chance to dance against Jackson, and they get a foul against Stacey Augmon.
Augmon coming over to help on the drive, and he picks up the foul. And so with 4.5 seconds remaining in the quarter, Michael Finley to the line. Now
what Mike Dunleavy would like to have his players do is to play a little bit smarter in situations like that. They got Finley under control, really no place to go. You don't come in and try to make a steal in that situation. He's trying to dump it off. Let him clear that ball.
Finley 65% as you see this year. And not shooting the ball well after really a bonanza year last year where he shot 45%, 78% at the line. Michael Finley, quite a talent. They've got him locked up long-term in Dallas, and he makes it 31-18. Augmon, with 2 seconds left, he wants to shoot it, and it doesn't get there. So Stacey Augmon takes the shot, and the Blazers lead after 1, 31-18. Steve, we start the second quarter, and we're going to see Robert Pack for the first time.
Pack is a guy that has been in and out of the doghouse for Don Nelson, but he's still got tremendous quickness and quick speed off the dribble. You know, he's always thought score first, pass second. We'll see how he gets going with this group that they have out on the floor. Mavs had a lot of players, but they don't seem to be compatible pieces.
And the ball pinned by Ceballos for a moment. Then they lost possession of the ball, touched by the Blazers off the missed hook by Sean Bradley. Ryan Grant right there to knock it out of bounds. Pretty good looking hook shot, but it doesn't go. So they will get it back with 24 seconds on the clock. Pack to inbound. Formerly with the Blazers, signed here as an undrafted free agent. Gary Trent, Robert Pack, Cedric Ceballos, Sean Bradley, and Michael Finley. And it comes up short. Ryan Grant with the rebound. Greg Anthony to Grant. They play a little catch out on top between the rings. Jimmy Jackson.
Now, with Dallas, you don't get a lot of pressure at the point of attack. That means the guy that has the ball is not going to see a lot of pressure. So you can almost do and go wherever you want with the basketball. And that's why you want to stay in an attacking mentality against them.
Looking to slash Finley. He can't. They go to Trent. He loves that post-up spot on Grant right there. He's tough inside. Very, very strong Gary Trent. Of course, traded from here to Toronto along with Alvin Williams, and then played it out this year and signed down in Dallas as a free agent.
Well, if they need points to come inside, this is the guy that can get them for them. You know, he's as strong as any player in the league, and you know, he's one of those guys undersized, but when he can get down in the post, he's going to score on almost anything.
And the first one good by Trent, 31-19. Trailblazers. Just starting the second period, and glad to have you with us on Blazer Vision. And it's good. So both free throws are good. 31-20 now, score of the ball game. Blazers with the lead. Jackson. Busted play. Cato picks it up. In deep on Bradley. Bang loose. Bradley had it. Lost it. Picked up by Jackson. Blocked by Bradley. And Gary Trent out of there. To Ceballos. To Trent. Scoops to the hoop. Misses it.
A lot of bumping and pushing between Pack and Anthony. Keep your eye on this one right here.
Jackson. Sean Bradley down inside trying to get position. Ogden on the miss. Gets his own rebound. Back to Anthony. And he hits the left-hander. 33-20. Trailblazers. All right, you are. Pack and Anthony going at it on the far side. Good call, Steve. And so the Blazers will get it back on the Anthony taking the charge there by Robert Pack.
You want to be that way? I'll be that way.
Ogden, Brian Grant on top. Anthony pops out of the crowd to receive, and they'll set it up. Cato setting a high screen. Anthony off the give to Jimmy Jackson. Clock at 14. Brackets the shot, and Bradley with it. Played 1 year at BYU, went on a Mormon mission, and came right into the NBA with the 76ers. Maybe you know the rest of the story. Pack. Tipped by Bradley. Off the miss, Anthony on the push-up.
You got 5-on-1.
Ogden in deep lead for Cato. Cato beats Bradley down the floor, missed it. Bradley almost had the rebound. Back to Anthony for three, and he misses this one.
The Trailblazers have done a very good job of digging balls out, deflecting balls, and now what they got to do is get back into getting high percentage shots. And they try to finish the play, which they haven't been able to do here at the start of the second quarter. Jackson, good position, squared up, plenty of time, nice rhythm, and he hit that little jumper on the left base, 35-20. Jimmy Jackson. Finley. Pack. Ceballos. This is a jump shooting team, and every time they miss a shot, you've got numbers. They're slow getting back defensively, so you want to try to make a quick push because the middle is going to be open. Look at Sean Bradley. Late getting out. Grant can't finish that.
Good pass by Stacey Ogden to the open man. Anthony all over Pack. Pack's their third leading scorer coming into the game, around 10+ per game. Nice drive to the basket. Saw the opening and just took it right to the rack, and it's 35-22. Trailblazers with a lead. Jimmy Jackson, incidentally, among the leaders in the early go here at field goal shooting percentage, over 60%. That's a 20-second timeout. 35-22, Portland. Well, the Blazers wanted a 20, and the officials said, no, you have to take a full timeout here. So that's what happened. And so the full timeout charge to the Portland Trail Blazers. And as we come back to action, Portland leading by 13. We have 8:04 remaining here in the first half, and Samaki Walker, the man walking into your screen with Ceballos, Walker, Bradley, Robert Pack, and Eric Strickland for the first time tonight.
Now remember, Eric Strickland came out of nowhere to make the team, got a big contract last year, Sabonis Fields inside. But he's lost somewhere on the depth chart. He's lost. They haven't been able to get that same Eric Strickland they had when he just walked on the floor and said, I want to stay in the NBA.
Didn't he have a knee problem, Steve, that he came back from and then signed the contract with them?
He had the injury problem, but certainly he's not been the same player. Quick shot for him deep out on the floor.
He was really something. He made a tremendous impression on Nelson, and Nelson went to the wall to get him some big money after he was undrafted originally. Here's Jimmy Jackson. Bradley cheats over to help to give him a double team. Jackson with a nice move inside, on the iron and down. Sweet move, posting up Jimmy Jackson, 6'6". Now your guards are 6'2 and 6'3". Pack at 6'2 and Strickland at 6'3". Bradley 7'6 in the middle.
Both too small to handle Jim Jackson. What they're hoping for is that Bradley will be able to hang around or come back and make a save. Pack to the rim.
Good shot, big rebound by Brian Grant. Out ahead Anthony. Anthony to Jackson. Jackson with a pull-up. Jackson with a jumper. Thought about passing it inside. Saw the defense cover. Took the outside Jimmy and makes it 41-22.
What's good about that shot is if he misses, he's got the glass covered by Stacey Augmon on the other side. He also has a chance to chase his own miss.
Pack inside. Dumps it down into the hole. Blazers come away with it again. And Jimmy Jackson off the official.
The official is part of the field of play, and Jackson hit the ball last. He's trying to say it was her fault.
Hey, that's happened several times, and in some big games where the ball hits the official while they're in play, and you know, she's a part of the play.
Will not be harmed.
What the hell's going on, guys? What's up, pretty weird.
Be cool. All right? It's all for a good cause. Let's go, gentlemen.
Where you taking us?
Move it, Petty.
Screw you.
Damn, he shot it. Just
Taking my foul shot. Back up! Next one's for the... For God's sake, let us help him. Please! Be quick about it.
All right, let's go.
Come on, man. Let's take it.
Come on.
All right, don't worry, Petty. You'll be okay. We'll take care.
I'll tell you what, Damon, in the middle of that militia takeover at a basketball court, you never know. I will tell you this. Damon Stoudemire told us earlier that he loved it. He had a blast. He wants to continue doing this kind of stuff. Up next, maybe a bit in his favorite soap opera, Young and the Restless. We'll keep you posted. Eddie and Steve, back to you.
And a sign of pretty good defense here and some bad shooting, 24% for Dallas.
One of the keys was shot selection. The Dallas Mavericks are a jump shooting team. If you get into a jump shooting contest and your shots are not going, then you fall to their level. And the Mavericks have not been able to attack the basket. The Trailblazers need to continue to keep the heat on. The percentage is going to climb.
Ceballos will give the ball to Pack, and he'll try it against Anthony. Anthony overplays him to the left hand. Let's see what Pack tries to do here as he flashed Walker across the lane to the ball side. Anthony sinks back, gives the double team look. On the busted play, Pack back to Ceballos, and Cedric, who's much better on the inside, outlet Anthony, knocked away by Strickland, and out of bounds. It'll come to the Trailblazers.
Now remember, Ceballos has had a couple of knee surgeries, and he's not the same player that he was. You know, his offense used to be right down in the slot. He would always stay inside, or he'd drive the ball to the rim. You can tell from his efforts here early, he's liking the perimeter a whole lot more and shying away from that inside contact. Mismatch for Jackson.
Nice little turn post up, and he wants to take Eric Strickland down low every time. 41-22 Trailblazers. Good driving move to the hoop.
Now that's the balance that we used to know. Bringing it to the rim, making adjustments. Out on the break, Walt Williams in an easy two.
Well, there's Sabalas at the other end, who's never been known to be one of the better defensive players. Turned his back on Walt Williams. Of course, didn't get any help from anybody else on his team, and he takes it right back down the drain, and he's got a pair. That is Cedric Sabalas. Anything around the basket, and if you're down there shooting the ball and the ball is up on the glass or on the rim, make sure you know where he is, because he's a master at getting loose change and sticking back up the extra shot. Jimmy Jackson on the fallback. Sabalas with the rebound. 43-26 Trailblazers. Strickland on Jimmy Jackson. Williams. Strickland pick and roll. Williams. And coming up way short as Walt Williams goes down. John Williams and Walt Williams, no relation to one another. Jackson posted up on Strickland. Back to Anthony. Right down to Wall Street Jimmy. Well, he's getting good looks, and the ball won't fall for him.
Rushing those shots just a little bit. He's got a lot more time than he thinks he does against Strickland, and it's a question of taking the shot when you want it, not just because you're down in the post.
Try and get the ball to Samaki Walker. Sabalas trying to find him, and he was trying to give him a head cue. He threw it the wrong way.
Turning the game, Mavericks, number 4, Michael Finley for Cedric Sabalas.
So Sabalas will come out of there, and he will be replaced by Finley. So Michael Finley, Greg Anthony, and Jim Jackson will check out for the Blazers. Damon Stoudemire, Walt Williams, Arvydas Sabonis, J.R. Ryder, and Brian Grant now out there for Portland.
Now, when you run offense, you want to run it for a purpose, and that's what we'd like to see the Trailblazers get to. Knowing each time down the floor, they got an advantage, where to go. Nice block, Hot Rod Williams.
And Finley at the other end. He takes advantage of the broken play by Sabonis and converts the two at the other end.
What Dallas did a lot last year, and it made the games entertaining, was they would always make a run back at their opponent. So they would struggle, and suddenly be down 15, 20 points, and they did this a lot against Seattle, and suddenly find a way to get back in it, led by Michael Finley.
Arvydas Sabonis challenge. He really loops one out there to Ryder. Ryder on the base solo and misses it. And the field goal shooting for the Blazers starting to dip under 50%. Walker in the middle. Sabonis made him change the shot. Arvydas is being hammered inside, and finally they get a foul call. And this foul will be called on Samaki Walker.
The shots that Ryder missed, the shots that Jackson missed, those are good shots for those players. If they continually get that shot through the course of the game, their percentage is going to stay high. They're almost free shots for them, and you're keeping the pressure on the defense. Ryder deep.
That misses everything but the floor. Rhythm bounce, and he'll try it again. Miss it again. Brian Grant will try it in close. He'll miss it. Here's Ryder. He'll try it and get it. Stayed right with it and put it home. 45-28. Both teams, one team foul.
Now Nelson trying to find some people that are going to hit the rim for him. He's going to Gary Trent, but they have not done a good job of rebounding the ball. Mismatch inside. Stoudemire trying to defend against Finley. They don't give him the ball.
Walker over Grant. Nice post-up move, but it won't fall, and J.R. will give to Damon off the rebound. Look for the stop and go. Put it down on Pat. Nice little spin move. Bail out Jay. No. Rebound Finley. Out ahead they come on the give. Pack trying to give and go, and Finley had it knocked away, but Pack reloads. 2:16 to play in the half. 10 on the shot clock. Back to Strickland. Wild pass, and it'll go off the hands and out of bounds. That's the 10th turnover for the Dallas Mavericks, and Don Nelson not happy about it.
The Trailblazers have done a very good job of being active, and they're playing a team that's a little bit confused.
The Mavs all tied at 2.
Ryder has been very good at attacking his opponents, particularly early in the ball game, and that's really given him some confidence, and he's doing more things at both ends of the floor. Good hustle play here to knock it away. So Ryder is becoming more of a complete player for this team.
That's after playing 48 minutes last night. JR, the rest of the fellas working very hard. Incidentally, the Mavs lost their game last night up in Vancouver, 96-92. And on an extensive road trip, as I mentioned. Third game of 7 in 11 days away, and then get home and play that night when they get off the trip. That's tough. Williams down to Rashid.
Good idea, but Wallace never really gave himself a chance to complete that play because the defense hadn't let Ryder clear.
So with 5 seconds on the shot clock, the Blazers will inbound with 1:47 in the half. Nice little set play off the inbound, beautifully done. Sabonis, break back to Walt Williams, brush screens Walt's man, and Wall out of the corner there takes the shot for a clear. It's 47-28. 28 points. That's nice work defensively. Finley in and out and won't stay. And Ryder with it. Out ahead they go to Damon Stoudemire. The young Mavs showing that they need some work, and the Blazers trying to get back on the right track with a resounding win. And Rashid with a nice post-up over Gary Trent. Pack all the way. Trying to beat the Blazers back, and here they come in transition. Well, unlike last night when they didn't have many fast break baskets, the Blazers really trying to push it tonight.
Yeah, but I'm sure that Mike Dunleavy told them, guys, that's the strength of our game. We got to try to keep the tempo up. The fact that the Mavericks are a team that tries to go up and down and they shoot a lot of jump shots has helped. You know, last night they're playing a team of the Warriors that like to control the tempo of the game, and they're going to try to slow things down. Matter of fact, TJ, unless it's a dead, wide open break, is not going to like the fact that this team is going quickly.
Hubert Davis, who just came in the game, took that last shot. Ryder! That baby honeycombed and popped out. It would have been a 3. Hubert Davis, who shot 44% outside the 3-line last year. That's what he does best. And uses his off arm, or did he step over the end line? That's what he did. So they'll turn it back over to the Trailblazers. Davis has not had a lot of playing time this year.
Nelson trying to find different combinations. You know, last year he liked Hubert Davis. He thinks he's got better players this year, so Davis falls off the chart. What's really going to help any of them is to come out with a consistent performance. As you can see, there's been nothing consistent in blue for Don Nelson or the Mavericks.
Davis averaged 29 minutes a game a year ago, and Arvidas inside the 3-line makes it 51-28. Now we're down to the final 2 seconds of the first half. There's a little mad going on here for the Blazers tonight after dropping that deep double OT last night. And so far here in the first half, they're showing it. It's 51-28 at the half. In that first half, other scores for you. The Knicks beating Detroit 78-69. Well, they get on track. And look at Miami, what they did to New Jersey, a big disappointment thus far. 95-72. Sacramento leading Utah by 1. They're going to cause some problems this year. Phoenix in the fourth, 101-90 over Denver. And Minnesota Golden State in. The first Golden State inspired off that performance last night with a nice lead. Underway, Finley back to Samaki Walker. And at the buzzer, he gets it away, and the Blazers get the rebound. Walker with bone spurs in both feet. He'll have surgery after the season. Mavericks last year 120. This year they've got 1 win and 5 losses coming into this game. Ryder takes it in a little closer. Knocked away by Brian Grant. Walt Williams, and he dives into the television broadcast crew for the Dallas Mavs.
Now they got a 5-on-4. The Mavericks do, and Ryder can't bail it out with the save, and it ends up in a turnover after a terrific hustle effort by Walt Williams to keep it alive.
Well, he dove right into the TV crew of the Dallas Mavericks, and luckily did not get hurt.
No, they luckily did not get hurt.
And they were really too. 51-28. Nash with the ball. Signed a big contract after being traded over here by the Phoenix Suns last year. Here's Nowitzki, played 9 minutes in the first half.
The 7-footer having trouble getting it over a 6'8" guy in Walt Williams, but he gets his first 2 of the ball game.
3 points, made 1 free throw, has 1 rebound. Back to Sabonis. Ryder. They work it and weave it in deep. Give it into the corner now. That's Williams and into the hole to Arvidas and clear out. Up fake, takes it up. Williams, or John Williams right there with him. Inadvertent sign of the clock. Nowitzki right down Broadway and fouled on the play. So he'll go to the line. And Nowitzki at the free throw line, taking advantage of the turnover off the block at the other end.
Nobody gets in front of him. Nowitzki sees a wide open lane. The Trailblazers are playing that matador defense right there. They're both waving. Nobody's trying to get in front of him, and that's going to give him a chance to come up with a three-point play and 5 straight points.
So Nowitzki off to a good start, and now it's 51-33. Damon backcourt double-team pressure.
But this is the kind of loose concentration that I just talked about, where the Trailblazers feel that they can almost do whatever they want. Now the Mavericks get a little bit stingier, and they've forgotten how they want to score. Grant inside can't finish.
The hoop just won't hold it. And it pops out. Here they come. AC Green to Nash with Big John Williams in the hole, 6'11". Nowitzki, 7-footer on the wing with the ball. Way out on top outside the 3-line. Down to Finley on Damon. Grant comes over to help on the double. Back to an open Nash, and off the back iron, and Sabonis with a rebound, number 9. Scoops the outlet to Damon. Damon puts it down, tries to cross over on Nowitzki, and he's doubled up by Nash, and now goes solo with it. Arvidas sneaks over there to try and give him a side screen. Damon goes the other way. Now dumps to the big guy with 3 on the shot clock, and the swing hooked by the big guy from Lithuania. 53-33 Trailblazers. Blazers led by as many as 23 points in the first half.
What they're trying to do is force this mismatch and get Finley going, but they're running him off the ball and making the Mavericks go someplace else for the score. Blocked by Grant.
Excellent defense by Grant, and a foul called on Arvidas Sabonis. So Sabonis has picked up his second foul of the ball game. And they'll inbound the ball side front. No one in the act of shooting. And it'll be Finley and Nash, Williams, AC Green, and Dirk Nowitzki. Blocked shot by Walt Williams, and Sabonis trying to get it loose, and Williams with a reach over loose ball foul.
Mavericks foul. Number 18, Hot Rod Williams, his first team.
A 20-point lead by Portland. We're in the third. Blazers, after playing 2 overtimes last night in Golden State. And now they're trying to get one put away early here, so some of these guys might get arrested. We may see some of the other fellows on the bench. Stoudemire. Arvidas inside. Nice back cut by Ryder, and he scoops it up on the reverse a little bit short.
Now you've got 2 terrific athletes going against one another, Finley and Ryder. Nowitzki deep.
Had the open shot and couldn't drain it. And Brian Grant trying to chase it away out of bounds. And it's 53-33. And the Mavs will inbound with Finley, and he gets a full clock. And he thought that Williams was done, but he found a spot in Dallas, and he takes it to the hook and puts it in, and showed a little quickness left there.
Well, that used to be Hot Rod's favorite play. Show it because he could make that little jump shot right there, put it on the floor, get right to the rim, and he scores against Sabonis. First 2 of the second half for John Hot Rod Williams. Sabonis should have taken that one in himself, trying to squeeze it off.
He tried to thread the needle with a pass, and the Mavericks got a piece of the ball.
Good defense by Hot Rod Williams, and Sabonis a little frustrated, shoves Nowitzki right out of the way. 10 on the shot clock.
And Damon slips and slides over the end line, and so they'll give the ball back to the Dallas Mavericks. AC Green.
Come on,
14 years from Oregon State. Boy, he's done a nice job. Came in as a #1 pick of the Lakers. 23rd overall pick the year he came out of school. Averaged 7 points and 8 rebounds last year with Dallas. Here's Nowitzki again. Comes to the middle. Pretty nice move. Ball hanging softly on the rim, and Nowitzki's got to good third quarter going.
He's got 7 points, but with the exception of the drive, those have been tough shots. I mean, this is a guy that doesn't have a lot of explosion trying to come over the top of Walt Williams and having trouble getting the shot away.
Walter on the drive. Walter against Nowitzki. He holds his ground. They come down 3-on-1. Finley, Ryder right there, and Finley all the way underneath. Ryder the only one back in transition, and Dunleavy's going to call time. Suddenly it's a 14-point lead. The big lead was 23.
Stacey Ogman in, along with Rasheed Wallace.
Ryder and Stoudemire the guards to round out the 5 against Steve Nash, who's defending on Damon. Put it down, drive back door. Try to shell it up the base with the shoehorn pass, and it'll go out of bounds to the Blazers with 9 seconds on the shot clock. No possession, just knocked out by Dallas.
Obviously, Don Nelson put some heat underneath the Mavericks at the break because they're at least up at the point of attack. They're trying to guard the Trailblazers. Sabonis, another hoop.
Well, the Mavs will do that, particularly when they're a little small. They'll sink back and cover the basket, which leaves little open basket opportunities around the perimeter. That a little 15-footer, and Arvydas had no problem at all. Kickball here. It'll come back to Dallas. And they'll get a full-blown clock at 24 seconds and 6:33 to play in the third. It'll be Michael Finley to inbound with Nowitzki and Williams set up on the left side of the lane. Up on top, A.C. Green and Nash. And now they rotate Green over. Side screen on Damon and give the ball back to Finley.
Now they're working the ball to Nowitzki, and you get a travel that time. Stacey Ogman pulled away. Now what Nelson is up in arms about, he's saying he was still dribbling the ball as he shuffled his feet.
He was backing down all the way. 55-39. Well, Nowitzki, the youngster, 20 from Germany, will learn a lot of tricks if he stays with Nelly. Nelly had the best bag of tricks at the time in the league. Yeah, he was a good one. Arvydas with that little baby hook in the middle. 14 points. Arvydas with 6 here in the third. Blazers now 57-39. Nash open for the 3. Got the screen from Finley. Damon couldn't get around it, under it in time, and the man defending Finley didn't step out and help out on the play. So Nash wide open, range the 3, and it's 57-42. Blazers.
Travel on Sabonis, sliding and gliding inside as he was getting ready to make his move, but moved both feet right in front of Just Kersey.
Looked like he was on skates that time. Look at Arvydas is giving a little baby steps here to Just Kersey to tell him, hey, I didn't do that. Blazers turning it over 4 times so far in the quarter. Here's a steal. Rasheed gets to Damon. Has to wait to catch up with the ball. Spot up 3 on the way. No.
Trailblazers have not made a 3-pointer here in the ball game.
Nash, he likes that shot. Slides around the screen. Open J, and there it is. And Damon screened out of the play, looking for some help on it. Now it's a 13-point ball game. Was 23, and Mike Dunleavy going to the bench, and Jimmy Jackson going to get a call.
Well, the Trailblazers had great balance in that first half of play. And right now the offense is being dominated by Sabonis, held in the middle by Hot Rod Williams.
I mean, come on, that is pretty ugly. He had his arms wrapped around him. It's like a cowboy trying to rope a doggy.
Ryder taking a long walk out of the ball game as Jimmy Jackson comes in.
Arvydas, Sabonis try to be on the receiving end. And they'll go back down to Sabonis. And back to Damon with 14 on the shot clock, and he hit the 3. 60-44 score. Blazers with a lead. Nash on the turnaround, all the way up the base. Williams to Finley on top over Damon Stoudemire, and he hit the 3. I'll tell you, if he ever gets warm, he can be tough. He had 28 points at Denver 2 games ago. That was the season high, and Damon tries to come right back, and Ogden with a rebound. Lead for Stoudemire, drives the back door. Green with a rebound, bumped by Rasheed Wallace. Well, the foul will be called on Rasheed with 4:07 remaining here in the third, and a 13-point lead. Blazers led 51-28 at the half. 23-point lead, so the Mavs have cut into it. Nice wraparound backdoor to John Hot Rod Williams.
Well, here in the second half of play, the Dallas Mavericks have had a better idea of how they wanted to score the ball, and they've gotten command of the third quarter of play, and they've got momentum going in their direction. Remember, in the first half, the Trailblazers were on the run for the entire 24 minutes. They have not been able to get out and run the ball, get easy transition opportunities here in the second half. 5 on the shot clock.
Shot down, leave it over here for Jackson. Has to force the shot, gets it off the rim, and Nash with a rebound. The lead is 11, and then they throw the ball away. Well, they had a chance to cut under double digits, and they let it go with an 11-point lead. The Blazers will make a substitution, and Damon Stoudemire will come off, and in will come Greg Anthony. A little bit upset at himself. 60-49 Blazers. Anthony, Arvidas, touch pass Augment, right back to the big guy. Triple team. Give it to Augment. Bumped, no call, gets the shot. Stacey Augment, 62-49. Augment hustling, trying to get the loose ball. I think he flipped it off into Nowitzki. Dunleavy saying, come on, it was right here in front of me. We'll have a timeout. And let's go to Ann Schatz, who is assist-wise, the Blazers doing something you like to see, moving the ball around with 17. In that game against Golden State last night, they were out-assisted 28-22. Damon on the bench taking a little breather, and while he's taking a breather and the fellas are getting set to come back, let's once again take time to remind you that the new Dodge 1st to 20 game is on. You can enter to win. If your name is picked and you're right, you could win $1,000 courtesy of Northwest Dodge dealers. So we hope that you'll be eager to get over to your nearby Dodge dealer and enter that contest. The 1st to 20 contest. And if your name is drawn and you're correctly picked, the first Blazer player to score 20, you could win $1,000 courtesy of your Northwest Dodge dealers. Finley.
Now Nelson had a little something going with the defensive out on the floor and made some changes now. Finley's got 7 1/4. He joins Nowitzki as the leading scorer in the quarter for Dallas. Steve Nash has got 5. So they got some offensive energy. And in the last 2:30 of this quarter, the Trailblazers want to pick it up and break things before.
The lead is now 11. And Rasheed on that baseline maneuver. Nice pass by Arvidas Sabonis. And Rasheed coming up the base. That turn spin move. He was deep. And there was money in the bank. 64-51 Portland. Finley with that little half figure 8 comes down Broadway and is fouled on the play. Blazers trying to get their defensive assignments set. Jackson talking to Sabonis and a foul call. Rasheed gets this one. That is the 4th team foul on the Blazers. And Robert Pack, one-time Portland Trailblazer, is back in the lineup. And Steve Nash will sit down. I guess most people thought that Eric Strickland was going to be the guy at one time, as you had talked about in the first half, Steve. But Pack, healthier, is moving ahead of Strickland in that guard rotation.
Well, it's still confusing for Don Nelson. And again, whatever he's trying to do, it hasn't taken hold with everybody, so he's moving people in and out of the lineup.
2 minutes left in the quarter.
Under 2 to play in the third, 64-53-11. Wallace, little pop-out Jay, and there he is. Set beautifully by the offense. They ran it to perfection. And the Mavs could not bust that picket line to get through to the open Wallace.
Tough matchup right here for Stacey Ogman against the power of Gary Trent. You want to force him to give the ball up.
Sean Bradley tries to save it, and Trent saves it off the body of, now they say that Trent was out of bounds by the time he released it and got it off the body of Sabonis. So Arvidas will come out, and Kelvin Cato will come in.
Sabonis was the offensive story for the Trailblazers early. He got 6 leaving the ball game, made a couple of assists just before leaving Wallace wide open.
14 points for Arvidas and 9 rebounds.
Wallace has got to take that shot. He just made back-to-back jump shots. That's a 10-foot jumper for him. That's almost money. And even though you see someone flash, you're better off putting it in the air. Anthony.
Nice shot by Anthony, the left-hander from the right corner. And Anthony makes it 68-53, and a quick foul, which puts the Blazers over the foul limit. And so Greg Anthony gets the foul, trying to pressure the inbound, and that's the 15th foul, so it's penalty time. Meanwhile, they have only 2 team fouls. Blazers continue to be aggressive defensively.
Well, Anthony saw the ball sitting out there, and as he's done a lot of times, he's trying to come in and knock it out of the opponent's hand. Whack right across the wrist.
Looked like that ball was sitting on a tee, looking big. Just waiting for Big Bertha.
Get out of here!
And Pack missing on the free throw. Pack, a 79% career free throw shooter.
Green out. Samaki Walker in the ball.
You know who Samaki Walker is represented by, Steve?
I have no idea.
Norman Nixon. Norman's an agent now. One time, nice player in the NBA.
Better than nice.
He was. He was nice until Mike Rice got a hold of him. Rice recruited him to Duquesne. Rice was the coach there at the time. 68-54. Blazers lead now by 14. Nixon was a sweet player, boy, when that Lakers team was doing the Showtime thing. Cato with a pull-up. Short arms it a little bit. There you have it. And we have 51 seconds to play in the third. Lead 14. Bradley with a dish out. Green blocked from behind by Rasheed. Trent in the middle of the lane. Cato down on Trent. And bodies askew all over the place. And Gary Trent hammered pretty hard by a couple of his former teammates. Trent's a big guy. Big, strong guy. It's going to take a lot to hurt him.
Well, Stacey Ogman picks up his second foul in the scrum as the Trailblazers thought they might have a chance. They react, and then it's Samaki Walker right at the rim. And now you have a chance for a three-point play.
Samaki Walker at the line, shooting.
But it has been a much better third quarter of play. The Trailblazers let it go. Finley comes in from the second position and gets the rebound and the foul against Cato. And it's almost like mirror images of the first half. The Trailblazers have gone to sleep as the Dallas Mavericks were in the first 2 quarters of play. And all of the hustle plays, all the reaction plays are in favor of the Dallas Mavericks. But this is typical of Dallas. When they've gotten down big over the last year under Don Nelson, they've always made a big run to get back in the ball game and make it exciting, but ultimately losing the game.
Well, the crowd likes this substitution. Jermaine O'Neal will come in, and Kelvin Cato will go out. Cato and Mike Dunleavy discussing that last little series, and Jermaine, who's had very little playing time so far this year, getting an opportunity here at the end of the third as Finley makes both free throws, and now it's a 10-point ball game. A 10-point game.
Turnover. Pack ahead of the pack, can't catch it.
Boy, chance to cut it to 8 and couldn't do it. Jermaine O'Neal has averaged just 4 minutes a game here in the early go as Don Nelson looking on and realizing his team has made a game out of it. They've cut 13 points off the lead here in this third quarter.
Well, for a team that looked like they were totally dead in the water, only scored 28 points in 2 quarters. They scored 30 here in the third.
Hey, how about that? Greg Anthony with another 3, his second of the night. Anthony, who shot 42% outside the 3-line last year. Let's see, Adam Bradley with a traveling violation, I believe. That's where it was. The big guy put those big old shoes on the floor, and that was it. He couldn't stop him before they just kept moving.
1.2 seconds left in the third quarter of play.
71-58 Blazers. Anthony will get a shot. Hey, good effort there, and he just does hit the iron and comes off. So at the end of 3, Blazers a 13-point lead. 7
Blazer Vision on the Blazers Cable Network. Here's Eddie and Steve.
All right, Shans, and thank you. In the quarter-by-quarters, you see the Blazers in the first and second having the edge. The Dallas Mavs held at 10, but my goodness, look what Dallas did in the third. So the Blazers have got the fourth quarter to do something, and Jimmy Jackson gets him a good start. Jackson makes it 73-58, and we are underway and deflected by Jermaine O'Neal. This will be a nice opportunity for Jermaine to see what he can do with Augman, Rashid, Jackson, and Anthony. This is the pressing unit.
What they want to do is just pick up their defensive energy, make the shots, and the offense of the Dallas Mavericks a lot tougher to get into. Nice block by Wallace against John Bradley.
And Bradley falling down on the play. That's 263 pounds. Bradley, many people feel, has not made a lot of progress since he's come in the league. He's put on some weight. He's been around now. This is 6th year. Off the miss by Trent. Volleyball over the top, and where's it going? Spooner says it goes back to Dallas, and that's the way it's going to go.
Well, the ball went off Rasheed Wallace as Gary Trent was coming over the top.
73-58. We're in the fourth. The Nuggets will be here on Wednesday. Bradley falls down again, tries to get the timeout, and does before he loses possession of the ball.
Now, the big fella's having a tough time staying on his feet today, and they're going to take a timeout. Don Nelson going to Chris Anstey for the first time.
And Nelly wants the 20. And Nelly is really getting into Bradley right now and telling him, hey, come on. And there's Sean, big kid from Utah.
Sean Bradley is not afraid to speak his piece, and he and Nelson will go at it before this is all said and done. And a very frustrated Sean Bradley steps to the back, but he wants to play. And it's very difficult to play when you're sitting on the bench or when you're in the coach's doghouse.
Tickets are on sale right now for Wednesday's Blazers-Nuggets game at the Garden. Blazers tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations. Well, come on down to the Rose Quarter and check in at the ticket office to avoid a service charge. Tickets on sale right now. That's the Denver Nuggets coming in here on Wednesday night. They got a fun team. That LaFrance kid's playing very well, as I mentioned. They got some new faces, a lot of excitement over there in Denver. Nash getting the ball from Trent, and spoons one home over Anthony. Oh, Anthony will bring it over, and now it's 73-61, 12-point ball game with 11 minutes left.
What you got to remember about Nash, he is a shooter, so you don't want to give him any daylight. Make him work for every score, trying to lob it to O'Neal. Good defense by Nash to break it up.
Their unit of Gary Trent and Nash. Trent bringing it over. Down into the corner to Chris Anstey. And Anstey with the missed shot off the hook. Remember, he was the fellow that was traded from Portland to Dallas for Kelvin Cato on draft day. The big kid from Australia who was rated number 3 in the world at age 15. Mike Dunleavy doesn't know that when he was playing tennis. There he is. He's a tennis player, never picked up a basketball until he was 17 years old. And he's just 23, 24 right now, so he's still a novice in basketball years. A ways to go, but he's an intelligent player, and they like him. Davis, Hubert Davis, doubled on the base. Back to Nash. Nash on the come around, off the base on the right side. He's got 2 more. This is the kid they paid a lot of money to, and now Nash with 16 points for the night, and it's a 10-point ball game.
Well, 10 in the second half, but you know, he's had back-to-back jumpers again, and this is what Don Nelson is looking for, a guy that can make open shots. Greg Anthony open for 3.
Chased down, Jermaine O'Neal tied up by Anstey. And off the body of the Trailblazers, and it'll come back to Dallas. We have a timeout, 73-63, Blazers. He's the Rookie of the Year in the NBA this year. They double on Nash, swings it, tries to find the free man. And Anstey forced the pass and threw it away. Here's Damon bumping on the way down, and Damon point blank misses the shot. Stoudemire and Wallace with Jim Jackson, Sabonis, and Stacey Augmon now for the Blazers.
When the Blazers had this game under control, they stretched out the Dallas Mavericks, forced them to shoot jump shots. Dallas now trying to get inside with Gary Trent, 2 overall.
73-65. What happened to the 23-point lead?
Dallas started making shots. The Trailblazers started missing. Portland stopped running the ball. Dallas started to be more aggressive at the defensive end. That's what happened to the point.
Arvidas pretty deep along that base. Looks for the cutters from the opposite side. Jackson in the middle. And Jackson at 6'6" and plenty strong gets the 2. And it's 75-65. The Trailblazers lead by 10. The Jazz lead the Kings 113-109 with 51 seconds to play. Looking for a final on that one. The Heat beat the Nets tonight. The Nets are really struggling to get out of the blocks. Gary Trent backs down on Augmon. Rasheed comes over to help. Trent on that turn on the base, hits it.
He's in his office now. You let him get a little rhythm, get a little range. He's a tough guy to handle down there, particularly for Stacey Augmon. He's going to have to get some help because he is not able to get him off the block.
Jazz won that game against the Kings in overtime, 120-112. And Rasheed's shot should go and count. And he could go to the line for the 3-point play.
That's as much emotion as you're going to see out of Rasheed Wallace. He did not like being pushed and hammered by Samaki Walker. Spun across the middle, gets it to go. Let's see if we can get the 3-point play.
Blazers lead by 10. J.R. Ryder will replace Jimmy Jackson. And Rasheed stepping to the line with 13 points. Has not missed a field goal. And he's right on the money with this one. And he has 14 for the night. Rasheed with 40 minutes and 16 points last night, logging some time and 14 points tonight. There's the kid from Australia. They're playing their national team this summer.
Tough shot, Hubert Davis, and he spun into Ryder. Their knees collided, and he looks like he needs a 20-second.
20-second timeout.
And that's what they'll get, a 20-second timeout. So let's see who the call goes out to this time.
Well, Jim Jackson just left the game. I'm sure that if Ryder has to come out, get some sort of treatment, and can't return, Jackson is going to be back in.
Jay Jensen talking to him. And by the way, you can call your TCI cable company or your local cable company right now and order Wednesday's Blazers-Nuggets game live from the Rose Garden on BlazerVision pay-per-view for only $9.95. Call those companies wherever you may be out along the network. And there's a famous line, wherever you may be. Or call TCI. $9.95. That Nuggets game coming up on Friday night. Damon Stoudemire, Walt Williams is coming in to replace JR. Looks like Augmon, Rasheed, and Arvidas Sabonis.
Yeah, Ryder's on his way to the locker room. Jay Jensen following him in, so he got cooked pretty good. They're going to check him out.
And we'll go to Bill Shanley very quickly. Bill?
All right, Eddie, they're a little concerned now over here on the Blazer bench, as well they should be. They had a big lead, and has been their nature. They seem to let it get away from them. Mike Dunleavy just called almost back-to-back timeouts, if you will, but try to tell the team that and try to shake them up a little bit. Let's see what happens.
Second team foul.
Okay, Shines, thank you. We have a foul called on that particular play, and that foul will go against Samaki Walker. He has 4, they have 2.
So Ryder went back. They got some ice. They're icing him down. They're going to see if that's going to help the pain subside.
78-69, and Rasheed, who had missed 1 free throw, misses this one, and Mike Dunleavy comes out of the chair. Well aware that this game is a long way from being put home. And Rasheed makes this one. 79-69, the Jazz continue to win. The Suns beat the Nuggets 115-106, and they're here on Wednesday. Give them a pretty good battle. The Jazz score again, in case you missed it, 120-112. They win in overtime at home against the Kings. Nash backdoor. And Sabonis coming over late. A bump on the play, and we've got a chance for a 3-point play.
Stoudemire is the guy with the foul, but a little stop and go. He gave Stoudemire a little pause and then put the little burst on, got into the lane. He'll have a chance for a three-point play. So it's been a very effective second half offensively for Steve Nash. Got 8 in the quarter.
And now it is a 7-point ball game, 79-72. The Trailblazers once had a 23-point lead, led at the half by 23. Damon, tough shot. Man on him, but a little better than some of the shots that he had last night going against the real tall timber. This time he beat Steve Nash at 6'3".
Finley had a big third quarter, 11 in the quarter, and helped him get back in the ball game. They're trying to get him started again. Tough shot, Finley.
Nice rebound by Stacey Augmon. Finley 17 for the night. Damon slaloming, trying to traverse the floor. Nash fell down, took a whack at him, made contact, no call. Damon crosses over, stops, splits the D, coming from the opposite side. That is Stacey Augmon, and he misses point blank. And Gary Trent with a rebound. 81-72, down to 6:03. And Rashid drawn into the air on the fake, and he'll get the foul. Finley will go to the line. 81-72, Blazers timeout. One of the Clintons made it to the game tonight. A little break from Stanford? No, that can't be. But a look-alike maybe. 81-72. The lead is 9. And the 6-minute mark is with us halfway through the fourth quarter. Offensive foul.
Gary Trent setting the screen for Hubert Davis.
Well, Gary Trent gets his money's worth on the screen. That you can bet. Nash sneaks in there. Damon's going to have to move away from the ball, and there he is, and Augmon finally loops it over the top of it. Challenging Steve Nash and brings it over. 81-72. The Mavericks are a team that has been giving up a lot of points this year, but the Blazers right now just a hair over 80. And they're saying that Hubert Davis is called for the checking foul on Walt Williams.
What the Dallas Mavericks have tried to do defensively in the second half is get in the shirts of the Trailblazers, become pests and annoy them. You can see that it's emotionally got the Trailblazers bothered. Now they have to calm down, move ball, move people. 5:35 to go in the final quarter.
Inside to Walt. Walt beats his man Davis to the rack. Blocking a foul. Samaki Walker coming from the opposite side. Walker looking for that big contract. And he reacted nicely, but he's called for the foul.
Walker goes up. He thought he got all ball. The old official and Don Nelson comes out. He's over there talking to Bill Spooner and saying, you know, I wouldn't have made that call.
Well, you make a point. Don Nelson at one time, after he got through playing for the Boston Celtics, attempted to become an NBA official. Went to the camp out in Southern California and didn't make the first cut. Came back through Milwaukee on his way back to Boston and was hired by Wayne Embry as an assistant coach with Larry Costello. And that year, Larry Costello departed early in the season, and Nelly took over as the head man. That's where he's been ever since, a head guy. But the officiating wasn't so easy, he found out. Nice rebound by Gary Trent.
Trent's been a force here in the second half, doing what Gary Trent can do, which is rebound the ball at the offensive end, stay in close, and score 6 1/4 for Trent.
Gary Trent with 8 points here in the night. And again, Stoudemire trying to drive in the land of the Giants. Saved by Walt Williams. Give it over to Sabonis.
8 on the shot clock as Grant goes diving down the lane. Foul on the way in.
Average foul number 33,
Gary Trent will get this foul, and that will put them at 5 team fouls. They are in the penalty now, and the next 4:43, the Blazers could have an opportunity to take advantage.
At the line, shooting 2.
And Brian Grant makes on the first. Brian Grant tried to pick up his game from last night, which was a little bit off form, and he's got 5 points tonight, misses the second. And a hustling effort here by Sabonis, but not good enough. As it goes out of bounds, it'll come back to the Dallas Mavericks. Free throw percentages you just saw. Walker, they clear out, he works on Sabonis. Tries some quick moves, he's right there. Arvidas is right in his tracks, and Brian Grant with a rebound. With the ball to Stoudemire. Hot pass inside. Brian Grant tries the reverse. Block shot Walker. Ball loose. Off of whom? Off of Dallas. And it'll go off of Samaki, and so the ball will come back to the Trailblazers. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Terrific effort by Walker to recover. Grant beat him down the floor and was open at the rim, couldn't convert. Walt Williams wide open.
With a rhythm bounce, and he misses the shot. And Finley out of the pack on the fly. Finley taking a shot at it as Augman almost had a piece of the ball and gives it over to Steve Nash. The Mavs have 19 turnovers, and here's Gary Trent on the base. And he tried to draw Sabonis out to him and then go by him. Arvidas didn't go for the fake, and so Trent with a big fourth quarter, and now you've got a 7-point ball game. 83-76 with 3:40 to play.
8 1/4, but look at how much tighter and stickier the defense of the Dallas Mavericks is. Walker goes in that one, but I mean, they got 3 and 4 people surrounding the ball, and in the first half of play, there was no pressure on the point of attack.
Steve, when that ball goes inside and they have all those people in here, that's opening up some opportunities on the perimeter, and the Blazers have not been looking to go that way too often. And to pound it in, of course, Sabonis with a size advantage over Walker, who's 6'9". Finley to Nash. Nash tries to back Damon in, and Brian Grant comes over to help, swings it free to Gary Trent. There he is again. And Gary Trent is like pure as can be right now.
Well, Nelson is liking him a lot more in this half than he did in the first, and Trent has paid and gotten a long run in the second half where he didn't get very many minutes in that first half of play.
They had a shouting match in a game last week. Trent really went after Malik. Brian Grant on that nice inside feed by Walt Williams gets that turnaround off the post-up. Foul by Finley. He'll go to the line. The Blazers lead by 9 with 2:56 to play in the quarter. And when we come back, Brian Grant will be at the line. There he is. Beautiful effort inside. Nicely done. Hitter candidate for sure. Playing very well with Kenny Anderson, Antoine Walker. We've got some interesting fellows on that team indeed. So come on down. Family fun night this Friday. Brian Grant, 87-78, under 3 to play. Trailblazers trying to go ahead of the 500 mark at 3-2 with a win here tonight. And Brian Grant has got 8 points for the evening.
3-point play, 4 1/4 for Grant. Mavs want to go to a post-up against Stoudemire and make the Trailblazers react. Finley inside. First 2 of the fourth quarter for Finley after getting 11 in the third quarter.
And it's an 8-point game. Don Nelson can't be too unhappy with the way his club has come back. Damon loops it down to Sabonis. Back to Walls. And this time he is like maple syrup, just as pure as can be. 91-80, New England maple syrup.
Is there another kind?
Yeah, the kind that's rolling out of the trees up there in Vermont, Steve. The best. 91-80, Blazer lead 11.
And the thing about this post is they're not looking for Steve Nash to score inside. They're looking for someone to come and then Nash to kick the ball off. Trent, who has been very good in the quarter, makes his first mistake. Portland gets it back. 1:49 in the fourth quarter.
That's their 19th mistake as a team, and Walt Williams is fouled over on the base. Jess Kersey, who's older than black thread and water. He's been around a long time. The good official comes over here, makes the call. And the foul called against Hubert Davis. Steve Nash and Davis are out on top. Now we take it off the replay and bring it back to the live action with Walt Williams at the line. The Blazers trying to take advantage of these trips and being in the penalty situation for almost 5 minutes. That has helped at the 5-minute mark. So Walt Williams with a couple of free throws. And the Blazers now lead by 13, 93-80 with 1:42 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Now, the difficult thing about playing uphill is that you have to get all the way up the hill in order to keep your energy up and psychologically feel that you have a chance to win. The Mavericks have certainly made it a ball game, but they haven't been able to get control of the game. Sabonis on a break.
Brian Grant hurting down on the floor at the other end, and they try and scoop it back to Walt Williams, and the ball knocked away and out of bounds. Brian Grant got hit in the eye. Jay Jensen coming over here. And now Rasheed Wallace, who was ready to check in, backpedals to the bench saying, okay, he says he's all right, let him stay. 93-80, score of the ball game. Blazers with a lead, down to 119. They had a rough time trying to put the Mavs away here in the second half. Damon against Nash. Tries to up fake him and can't. Down to Grant. Going to check that eye right now. And he comes up short, gets it back, tries to drive against the crowd, and he's fouled on the play. Well, we haven't seen Nowitzki for quite a while. We're playing him at the start of the halves and then leave him out. It's a nice hustle effort right here, Steve.
Grant does one thing extremely well at the offensive end. That's chase misses his own and anybody else's, and he was able to get his shot back. He'll have a chance for a couple of free throws, gets the first.
And now Chris Anstey will come back in the game. One of 4 centers that Don Nelson has rotated in against the Blazers. Arvydas Sabonis here tonight. Brian Grant, 9 points, 5 in the quarter, as you can see, under a minute to play, and the Blazers trying to put it under glass. Sabonis over the big kid from Australia with a save, and he gives it to Damon. The Blazers trying to ice this one, 94-80, with 50 seconds to play, and stretch their winning streak to 5 in a row over the Dallas Mavericks going back to last year. Damon with a little deflection help, and the ball goes. So Stoudemire, who's not scored a lot of points, now has 11. Trent, the other end, Trent again.
12 in a quarter for Trent. And, you know, Trent, you talked about that shouting match. Trent has never been one to be bashful or afraid to voice his opinion. So Nelson, who's from the old school, probably had to back off. Oh, boy.
There's Don Nelson, the 6th NBA all-time winningest coach. He passed Jack Ramsey last March. Now he's been around a long time, and moments before that you saw Mike Dunleavy, who Nelly had as a player and an assistant coach with him in Milwaukee. The little general. 9 assists tonight. That'll bump his average, and makes the first for his 12th point of the game. And the Blazers have certainly taken advantage of the penalty situation in the fourth quarter when they needed it tonight, Steve.
It's helped them control the lead. They haven't shot their best percentage. Last night they shot the ball from the line better, but didn't make the key free throws when they needed to. Finley with a miss.
Damon will dribble it out. Last night they were 23 of 27 at the line. And here's Damon inside. Nice pass by Arvydas, and Damon comes in and drops it home. 99-82. Blazers are going to go 3-2, and Walt Williams will be tagged with a foul on Gary Trent. And so Trent, with 4.5 seconds remaining, will go to the line. We never got a report on J.R. Ryder, who got bumped in the knee.
Michael Finley in line, shooting 2.
Michael Finley at the line, not Gary Trent. He was fouled before Trent got the foul on the base, and so Finley at the line, 99-83. No word on Ryder, as we mentioned. We saw Jermaine for a short spell tonight. Did not see John Crotty. And so Finley makes it 99-84, and this is going to do it as Damon will dribble it out, and the Blazers will be 3-2. Final score of the ball game: Portland 99, Dallas 84.
Dallas Mavericks 84.
Very nice job.
So 99-84, the final score of the ball game, and the Trailblazers having a little bit of a challenge here as the Mavericks cut this thing down to 7 points after losing the lead early in the game and going down by as many as 23. The Blazers end up winning it by 15. 99-84 final at the Garden.